So this is going to be the video for the practice segment 1, which is due on October 3rd, and I know that some of you are wanting to get a head start on that. So this is the first part of the assignment that you will do at the end, the annotated bibliography, as we talked about in the very, very first video. So this will be one part of that assignment, and this will be your reference source. So it needs to come from either Credo Reference or Gale Virtual Reference Library. And these are the instructions that are located right here, right here. So be sure that they come from Credo or Gale Virtual Reference. If they don't, you get an automatic 0, and I won't even look at the assignment, because generally they're not a reference source, or even occasionally people just go out and Google. All manner of weird sources come in. If you go to Credo or Gale Virtual Reference, no problem. You can use one source from either one of those. Make sure that you're in APA style. Use that APA citation guide and check your reference sources. That part of the APA citation guide, and that'll help you check your citation. Write an annotation. Be sure it's in your own words. Very, very important. We're always vigilant about plagiarism, and if you copy and paste from the abstract or a part of the source itself, it will pick it up in the end. We don't generally turn in our practice segments to turn it in, but we do turn in, you all will turn your annotated bibliography in to turn it in at the end, and it will pick that up. And then you'll get a 0 either for the whole assignment or for that part of the assignment. So you don't want to do that. And the way to avoid that is put it in your own words. Use the write an annotation document and follow that model. The trap evaluation part is very, very important. So let me get rid of this. That is located right here. The trap evaluation chart, it tells you exactly what to do. These are the questions that you have to ask and answer. So if you follow this model, you won't have any problem at all. How up to date is the source? When was it published? The reliability and relevance. Where does it come from? Is that a reliable publication? What source is it? Okay, that sort of thing. Who is the author? This is not going to be relevant for the reference source that you're doing for practice segment 1, but it will be for some of the articles, and certainly for any internet sources that you use. What are their credentials? Are they an expert on the topic? Well, some of this you can assume if it's actually included in an encyclopedia or a dictionary, which makes it a reference source. Who is this source intended for? Is it a general audience? Is it a specific audience? Maybe a person that is interested in a very narrow topic rather than a general encyclopedia might be relevant for a general audience that is not looking for that specific type of information. So those are the things that you will address in your evaluation. Then you format it like the example provided, and at the bottom you'll include your source type, research tool used, and permalink. Use the locating permalinks. It will give you a step-by-step direction on how to locate permalinks in those two databases. Remember, you're only going to Credo or Gale. Those are the only two that you can use, and not both, either one. You only need one source for this. And the how to submit your practice segment, the guide is there. I'm going to show you some more in just a minute. Okay, so there's the write an annotation. Be sure and check that. Tells you about breaking down the parts, and then there's the example. A lot of people forget this the first time. This is your source information. You don't want to forget that. The source is your reference source. The research tool is either going to be Credo Reference or Gale Virtual Reference Library. The permalink needs to be included here. It has to have the easy proxy in it, or it doesn't work. So be sure that you have looked at the how to find your permalink. And now let's see, it's over here under practice segment guides, I believe. Yes, locating permalinks under practice segment guides, locating permalinks. So that'll be very important, especially for the Credo and Gale, because those are kind of tricky sometimes. And as always, you can ask a question at any time. Send me an email, I'll be glad to help you. All right, so that's basically what you do for the practice segment. Find your source in one of those two databases, create your APA citation. You've already been practicing. Look at the citation guide, follow that example, write your annotation. Look over here at the practice segment guides, all kinds of other good information. Shows you how to identify sources, write an annotation with the examples, locating your permalink for the bottom. Again, don't forget about that. That can be challenging. And then your scavenger hunt is just that you have looked at these things, how to submit your practice segment guide, your PS1 assignment instructions, those sorts of things that you will do automatically if you are doing this assignment. Now, one other thing, under viewing assignment feedback, come on, the grading rubrics. You click on the grading rubrics. I do use these rubrics to grade. So whichever one you click on, it will tell you how I grade these things. So this is the topic and research question. So this just tells you have to have both, the topic and the research question. And so I will give you points for both. If you're missing one, you get a 0 for that part. And that's how that works. And in your grading, in your My Grades section, you can click on the rubric and actually see how I graded that. Practice segment grading rubric. This is probably very important because I would want to know how much each section is worth. If I were doing it, this will tell you. And I do use this to grade your practice segment. So this will help you. Okay, so remember this is located in the Viewing Assignment Feedback folder over here under Grading Rubrics. And then here's your grading rubrics, okay? Just so you could keep up with that. If you can't find the grading rubric in your My Grades section, let me know and I'll do a little video of how to do that. But always look at the grading rubric because I always use those, and then I also give you feedback in the feedback box. So be sure that you're looking at all of that feedback, and it will be especially important on the practice segment because I will help you make a better grade. If you totally bomb on the first practice segment, you can redo it for a higher grade, as with all of your assignments. I think that if there's any things that they call tests, they give the assignments different categories. I think they let you do that twice, but all of the other things are unlimited. They should be. If they're not, you need to let me know if you're not able to do that. So the APA practice, do as many times as you want till you get the perfect score. Now the practice segment, you don't need to have a perfect score, but I would say you need to have a good score. If you've messed up a lot, you need to go back and correct it and resubmit it, and I will regrade it and give you a higher grade. So if you have any question about that, let me know. Good luck.